Good morning, everyone. Good morning, everyone. Could we please have the Teacher of the Year from each school come forward and have a seat on this side of the stage, please? School's Teachers of the Year, please come forward and have a seat on stage. Thanks. Okay. Got it. All right, here we go. Hey, good morning, everyone. Good morning, everyone. Thank you for that. A lot of excitement here in the room, and that's a wonderful start. My name is Jesse Davis. I'm the proud principal of Peach County High School, and I have the distinct pleasure of facilitating our opening session program this morning. I'd like to begin by recognizing the generosity of several sponsors of our event, whose kind contributions have made this occasion a special one for us. As I call the name of each sponsor, if we have a sponsor representative present, please stand when your name is called so that we may recognize you. Beginning with Custom Creations by Marquita, Lane Southern Orchards, Your Day 2, State Farm Insurance Agent Paul Capista, Byron Printing and Boutique, Pearson Farms, and our corporate level sponsor, Parish Construction. Please help me in recognizing these generous sponsors. We have another special group of guests here with us this morning, to include representatives from our local governments, our elected board members, and other invited community guests. If you're one of these guests, please stand and be recognized at this time. Thank you once again. I'm going to take just a few short moments at the beginning of this school year to set a tone for the upcoming year. A tone which is intended to help us to be reminded of what's truly most important in our work. I'm going to open our ceremony this morning with a short exercise for all of us to participate in together. This will require some recall on your part, as well as some reflections on your part. I'm simply going to ask you two sets of questions and ask that you reflect privately on your answers to my questions, and also to give some thought as to how easily, how readily you arrive at your answers to the questions I'm about to ask you. So no answering aloud, just reflecting on your own, please. For the sake of time, I will give you about 10 seconds to reflect on the question that I ask, and then I'll move on to the next one. So let's begin with this. Can you name the last 5 vice presidents of the United States? 10 seconds to reflect on that. Can you think of the names of 5 individuals who have won the American Idol competition? How about 5 people who have won a Nobel Prize? Finally, who were the last 5 winners of the Heisman Trophy? I'm wondering how you did with these answers. You know, with enough time to work together, with the help of Google, we could surely arrive at the answers to these questions, the correct ones. But as we sit here so easily unto ourselves thinking this morning, maybe not so easy. The point I'm making here is as follows. None of us readily remember the headliners of yesterday. Now, these are no second-rate achievers that I've asked you to think about. I've asked you to recall individuals who at one point have been the best and the brightest in their respective fields. But the applause eventually dies. Awards do tarnish in time, and achievements are often forgotten. Accolades and certificates are in time buried with their owners. So here's another quiz. Let's see how you do with this one. Name 3 friends who have helped you through a difficult time. Think of 3 people who you enjoy spending time with. Think of that special someone who makes you feel appreciated and special. Think of a few teachers who aided your journey through school. Name 3 heroes whose stories have inspired you. I'm thinking that these questions that I just asked were easier to answer for all of us, and the lesson here is the people who make a difference in your life are not the ones with the most credentials, the most money, the most awards. They're the ones who care. So folks, our important work this year will as always rest on the foundations of relationships that we create with students, with our colleagues, and with our community. So please, throughout the year, remember the answers that you just arrived at to these last questions I've asked you. And let those wonderful thoughts and memories help you to remember what's most important in our roles as educators, and that's caring. Sherilyn Sanchez, a student from Peach County High School's upcoming class of 2024, is here to lead us in our Pledge of Allegiance. Sherilyn.
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, for liberty and justice for all. Y'all may be seated.
Thanks. At this time, please welcome Mr. Scott Hodges, Peach County Board of Education Vice Chair, for our invocation.
Good morning. Some of y'all know me, some of you don't. I was going to try to say a little something this morning, but I'm not a very good public speaker. I do enjoy what I do, and I appreciate y'all being here, but if you could bow your head, we'll just say a prayer, and we'll talk about things to the Lord for a minute. Dear Lord, thank you this day. Thank you for the opportunity to come together and celebrate Peach County school system and all the work that all of y'all do to make things great, important, and actually make our leaders of tomorrow. I just want to let y'all know that y'all make a big impact on kids, and I know you know this, and I want the Lord to help you all year long make an impact. And don't forget where he's coming from. You're coming from your heart. My little boy, I see teachers that have made an impact on him, and I want them to know how special they are to me and how special y'all are to all you kids. And I just want the Lord to bless y'all all year long, and I want him to bless this school system. And I thank him for the leadership we have with Dr. Brown And I thank him for y'all as teachers. And anyway, I don't mean to ramble. I talk to God all the time, and just like this. Anyway, thank you, Lord, for everybody that's here. Please put your blessings on us, this whole school system, and all our kids. In Jesus' name, amen.
Please welcome Peach County Elementary School's Honor Chorus for a choral presentation. It includes Byron Elementary School, Hunt Elementary School, and K Road Elementary School students. Miss Leah Maddox, Mr. Courtney Smith, K Road Elementary School and Hunt Elementary music directors, respectively, are directing this morning.
A sound of hope, a sound of peace, a sound that celebrates and speaks what we believe, a sound of love, a sound so strong. It's amazing what is given when we share a song.
This is why we sing, why we lift our voice, why we stand as one in harmony. This is why we sing, why we lift our voice,
Please welcome Mr. Alfred Ellis, Peach County Board of Education School Board member, for the opening remarks.
Ecclesiastes advises us for everything there is a season and a time for everything under the sun. As we, the Peach County School District of 23-24 commences our season of what matters most, I bring you greetings from our Superintendent, Dr. Lionel Brown, and my fellow Board of Education members. Welcome back. Whether you are returning as a teacher, a staff, or administrator, or a new employee, hopefully you took something or some time to connect with family and friends over the summer and are now ready to accept the challenge of what matters most. What matters most? Our mission: to graduate college and career-ready students. Our vision of learning today, leading tomorrow. What matters most? That all students will reach high standards, at a minimum attaining proficiency or better in reading, language, arts, and mathematics. That all students will graduate from high school college ready and career ready. That all students will be taught by highly qualified teachers, you. That all students will be educated in learning environments that are safe, orderly, drug-free, and conducive to learning. This is what matters. The Peach County Schools, or public schools, have a long and storied history and reputation. And with your help, we'll continue that reputation. Greetings, and thank you.
Throughout each school year, our communications department reaches out to Peach County High School alumni. The goal is to share the many success stories of the alumni who are testimonies of Peach County schools having achieved the mission and the vision that Mr. Ellis just shared with us, that mission to graduate college and career-ready students, and vision of learning today and leading tomorrow. Our first two 23-24 Where Are You Now alumni are Miss Haley Kaufman, class of 2001, and Shaniqua Caldwell, proudly representing the class of 97. Ms. Kaufman is a DNP, MSN, RN, and Chief of Nursing Officer at Taylor Regional Hospital. Ms. Caldwell is a school counselor at Peach County High School. Let us welcome first Ms. Kaufman to the podium, and after Ms. Kaufman speaks, we will hear from Ms. Caldwell.
Good morning. Good morning. It's an honor and a pleasure to be here with you today. I'd like to take a minute to thank Ms. Booker. She invited me here, and we had a chance meeting at Kroger, and she asked me to be here, and I said I'd be glad to. So I want to start off by telling you a little story about my life and some amazing people that influenced me along the way. I was raised in Fort Valley, Georgia, just a few miles from the old Peach County High School. I had the pleasure of attending all Peach County schools from kindergarten to high school. My grandmother, who was very special to me, Virginia Clark Howard, worked at Peach County High School during the day and the Board of Education at night. As a child, I spent all my weekends at the school with her while she worked overtime. It was during these times she taught me a lot about life and how hard work and a good work ethic could take you very far in life. It wasn't until elementary school that I began to realize that I was different from other kids. I struggled with reading and retaining information that made school very difficult for me. I was later diagnosed with a learning disability, which brought a lot of shame to me. I hid my academic struggles from my family, my friends, and my teachers. Because I never fully embraced the way I learned differently from other students, I struggled. However, with the help of some amazing teachers, I didn't give up, and I graduated from Peach County High School in 2001. What I thought I knew at the end of graduating high school was that I could just get by in college. Boy, was I wrong. My first year of college was a wake-up call. I learned very quickly that college was not like any other school I had been to. The teachers didn't display the same compassion and concern for my grades like my teachers had growing up in a small rural community. Unfortunately, I made the decision to withdraw from classes my first year of college. I moved back home and I got a job teaching preschool. My academic confidence was at an all-time low after quitting my first year of college. I wasn't sure I'd ever be successful or earn a college degree. But lucky for me, my story didn't end there. My family never gave up on me, and I eventually made the decision to enroll in a small community college. It was at this school I slowly gained my confidence back and passed one class at a time until I earned my pre-nursing degree. Armed with that new confidence, I enrolled in nursing school to pursue my ultimate dream of being a registered nurse. Nursing school proved to be one of the hardest things I have ever done academically. But what made my journey even harder was having an advisor and a teacher that didn't believe in me. She even once said to me, "You might as well just give up. You aren't cut out to be a nurse." I can remember thinking there was a problem with me and losing my confidence again. Fortunately, I decided not to let anyone discourage me from pursuing my dream, and I took a risk. I not only earned my second associate's degree in nursing, but I didn't stop there. I went on to earn my Bachelor's of Science in Nursing, my Master's of Science in Nursing Education, and my doctorate in nursing practice.
Wow.
And today, I have the honor of being the CNO of Taylor Regional Hospital, thanks to our wonderful CEO that came to support me today, John Green. He took a chance on me, and he gave me an amazing opportunity at the hospital. To this day, I still meet people that speak about my grandmother. We've all been affected by some teacher or an adult at some point in our life, but for me, watching my grandmother work hard while nurturing and loving not only her grandchildren, but every student at Peach County High School has really been influential to me in my life. Dr. James Comer once said, "No significant learning can occur without a significant relationship." This couldn't have been more true for me in my academic journey, because the one thing that I have learned along the way is how important the relationship and connection is that you make with someone in order for learning to occur. Does that mean you will connect with every student or like every student? No. But just know that your most challenging students show up for a reason, and the key is to never discourage them. In preparing to come here, Ms. Booker asked me to reflect on my time I spent at Peach County School. Peach County left me with some lifelong memories, but what it did teach me is that teachers in a small rural community system nurture and believe in you even when you don't believe in yourself. I wish you all luck and success in your upcoming school year, and when things get tough, just remember, you were born to make a difference. Thank y'all.
Thank you for your words of inspiration, Ms. Kaufman. Next to the podium is Ms. Shaniqua Caldwell. Please welcome her to the podium.
Good morning. I am Shaniqua Latrice Caldwell, one of the top 25 graduates of the class of 1997 from Peach County High School. I am an education major by way of the Fort Valley State University and a 22-year educator, all here in Peach County. My journey began as a middle grades teacher, a dance and cheer coach, a graduation coach, an instructional facilitator, the PBIS district coordinator, MTSS coordinator, and presently a school counselor with plans to continue my educational journey in leadership. Peach County Schools instilled in me the importance of gaining knowledge and displaying it proudly. Not only that, but self-esteem, respect for myself and others, leadership, manners, a sense of community, pride, family, and love for others. Think big, achieve excellence was the motto of Hunt Elementary School when I matriculated there. And each day, the educators in my life instilled that in us. My principal, Miss Carolyn Sampson, secretaries Ronnie Moreland, Elizabeth Miller, Miss Minnie Booker, and some of my teachers, beginning with my own mother, Frances Caldwell, instilled in me the importance of education. There were also educators such as Miss Evelyn Morse, Miss Marie Henry, Linda Holland, Burdell Jackson, Brenda Weatherspoon, Amy Henry Finneran, Mr. Randolph Lindsay. But it did not stop there. I have had some wonderful supervisors, such as Mr. Andrew Carter, Dr. Virginia Dixon, Dr. Quentin Green, Mr. Bruce Mackey, and most recently, Dr. Ken Hartley, who were instrumental in my success, and I say thank you. Therefore, I can't help but continue to be an example, a driving force, a mentor, a motivator, and a difference maker in the lives of our children of Peach County, including my own, who is a 2020 honor graduate, Kimoye, and soon to be senior at the Fort Valley State University, and my son, Bryson, who will be a 2026 graduate of Peach County High School. Peach is one of my favorite colors. It's my favorite fragrance, fruit, and flavor. So it's only befitting that I constantly let the world and the people know that it's sweeter in peach.
Sweeter in peach. Please welcome to the podium Miss Laura Norris, who serves as lead counselor for Peach County Schools, as well as coordinator of special projects. Miss Norris will introduce our guest speaker.
Good morning. Dale Alexander is a lucky man, having been married way out of his league and being a father of 3. Born and raised in South Georgia, he is also the son of former educators. His father was a 22-year superintendent, and his mother was a teacher for 26 years. Dale is the founder and president of Alexander & Company, an employee benefits firm entirely focused on school employee benefits. He is the author of The Talk About Money, a young adult's guide to the one decision that changes everything, which went to all 120,000 Georgia high school seniors last year. We were also fortunate to have him speak to us and our seniors at Peach County High School last year. Dale believes he is in the business solely to change lives, and after hearing his message, he believes that you will believe that too. I present to you Mr. Dale Alexander.
Nice job. Mr. Tim, can I give you these? I don't think I'll need them. Good morning. It is so great to be back in South Georgia. I got to tell you, your finance director, Miss Susan Perry, she has a great financial mind, and she's brilliant, and she's always fighting for you all. A while back, she calls me and she says, Dale, do you believe in free speech? I said, sure, I believe in free speech. Why? She said, good, we want you to give one at our school on July 25th. I said, wait a minute, I've never talking about different kind of free. I've been hoodwinked. You've probably heard that saying from Andy Stanley, rules without relationship equal rebellion. Rules without relationship equal rebellion. Now, part of building relationships is about communication. Would you agree? Certainly, education is about communication, right? For example, being a parent is about communication. Wouldn't you agree? My son comes in from school one day. He's walking through the house. I said, "Hey, buddy." He said, "Hey, Daddy." I said, "What you studying in school?" He said, "A freaking elephant." I said, "Wait, hey, what? Wait, come back in here. What are you studying?" He said, "A freaking elephant." I said, "Look here, sit down. I don't like that. We're not going to say that. All right, let's tighten that thing up. And I want you to tell me now what you're studying in school." He said, "Daddy, we're studying a freaking elephant." I said, "Look here. I done told you about that. I want you to tell me what you're studying in school." He said, "But Daddy, we're studying a freaking elephant." He's studying a freaking elephant. We are communicating. We are not communicating on relevant terms. Then in the next 15 minutes, we're going to talk about how to send or how to communicate a great message with our lives. I began thinking about this a little while back. We lost a dear family friend. She was 101. Listen to this. 101, didn't take as much as a baby aspirin, didn't need glasses to read the paper every day at 101. Said they put a little bit of gunpowder in her oatmeal every morning. Said it made her tougher. It also made a 50-foot hole at the crematorium, but that's another story. In the mid-1960s, Winston Cigarettes was a fairly successful cigarette brand. They were about 5th or 6th in the marketplace until an ad campaign changed everything. If you're over 50, you can probably finish this sentence. Winston tastes good like a cigarette should, and they took off to number 1. You just gave yourself away. Now, regardless of how negative a smoking message is, and some of the people that were influenced by that ad campaign were led to very bad deaths. Regardless of that, one thing was true, good or bad, the message was effective because the message was two things, clear and memorable. I mean, it's 50 plus years later, and you remembered that like that. But just like Winston, the story of our lives sends a message. It impacts everyone who knows us in a good or bad way. So in the next few minutes together, I want us all to know how to send a great message with our lives. My pastor asked us a question one time, and when he asked this question, it kind of stopped me. He asked this, how would you finish this sentence? At the end of my life, I'd like people to line up and thank me for blank. And it could be something as simple as a smile, the way you lit up a room, your encouragement, your wisdom, your ability to listen. Certainly we've heard of some people that influenced us in the earlier years of our lives. And the answer to this question is going to be based on the message that living our life sends. And there are 3 things that we can do to have a great life message. Number 1, grow continually. We need to grow continually. We must be the example that we want our youth to be. Now, hang on. When I say growth, I mean a forward progression in something, some ideal that we want. Better at something. I mean, I can be better in my marriage. I can be better in my parenting. I can be better in my health. I can be better in my spiritual life, my work knowledge, on and on. Every day in some way I can be better. Every day in some way I can be better. And our kids watch that regardless of how old they are. I love it when 50-year-olds were talking about their parents and they say, you know, my mom and dad are 75 and they're still going to marriage conferences. And the greatest thing about growth and growing continually is that it offers the most powerful antidote to almost every problem people face in life: hope. Many people never let go of the past. Never. This is where I am. This is what I have. This is what I did. A failure is not a person, it's an event. And here's why you let it go. Because when the negativity of your past is greater than the hope for your future, you're done. But as long as there's potential, think about these kids coming in your class, as long as there's potential, my view of the horizon and the possibility of my life drastically changes. And you believe that. And here's how I know that. Have you ever noticed when you're going on a trip? I love going on cruises. Maybe it's just me, but my family, we love going on cruises. Have you ever noticed if you're going on a cruise, isn't the preparation, the packing your luggage, the trip down, the registration more exciting than the ride home? Why? Because of hope for what is to come, for what can be. And the outlook for our future is the same. Growth is an answer for a life with no hope. It's what this entire industry, it's what the entire industry of education is built on: hope. Because growth gives hope. Let the light on your horizon light the steps for your journey. Let it be part of your story. So number one, to have a great life message to send is to grow continually. Number two is to walk humbly. You've heard that saying, humility is not thinking less of ourselves, it's thinking of ourselves less, right? I tell my kids, always look to make others' lives better. Always look for ways to make others' lives better. Start with them. Start with them. David Salyers, if you know Chick-fil-A, David Salyers was the reason, he was the head of marketing for Chick-fil-A, created basically the marketing of Chick-fil-A. And he said this: a life can consist of two paths. A life built on creating value for, or a life built on extracting value from. And the story and the message of our lives should send a message of serving, knowing that the greatest among us will always be servants. Having the most important people in your life, Miss Haley, Miss Shaniqua, y'all were talking about people, the most important people in your lives. If you think of the most important people, Dr. Davis talked about this, the most important people in your lives, weren't they about more than themselves? And if you feel unloved, unappreciated, unimportant, give yourself to more than yourself. Humility simply means I'm second. Show people how much somebody loves them by how much somebody serves them. Nothing creates happiness more than sharing happiness. The mind doesn't allow itself to feel hopeless when it's giving hope. So number one, to have a great life message to send is grow continually. Number two is to walk humbly. Say number three with me: live what? Gratefully. To be thankful, listen to this, for at least one thing every day, and to verbally say it out loud. And here's why. Because the more we have, the harder it becomes to be grateful for it. Listen to this. This quote rocked me. Someone is praying for the things that we take for granted. I was at a men's conference, and they asked these men, what are the first words you think of when we say these words? What are the first things that come to your mind? And they said, journey. The men said, exciting, race. And they said, win. And the men said, competitive, validation. And they said, walk. And the man said, slow, boring. And a man in the back with severe cystic fibrosis said, thankful. See, I'm not thankful. I'm not grateful. When I covet your car, I covet your income, and he covets my ability to simply walk. It puts a different perspective on the things that we have that we take for granted. We forget what we have. As soon as we forget, it was once the very thing we hoped for. And the things that we take for granted are often the things that we lose, and we wonder, man, how did that happen? How did that happen? Where did that go? A marriage, a relationship with a child, our finances, our health. Here's a great way to live thankfully. Realize there will be a last time for everything. There was the last time my daughter said, Daddy, push me in the swing. There was the last time my son said, Daddy, carry me up the stairs on your back. I wish they'd ask that one more time. There was the last time my mama told me she loved me. There will be a last time I hug my wife. And my wife is great at looking at me. My son said, Dad, let's go wash the cars. And I sit there a little too long. She looks at me and she goes, the window's closing. I go, okay. I gave her I said, here, that's what you want to do. I want you to look at me, and I want you to do that. Because there will be a last time for everything. This has been one of the most impacting realities of my life. It makes me put down the phone and listen with my eyes. Some years ago, we were on a cycling tour in Colorado. We'd started at Steamboat Springs, and we went up the mountains and down into Wyoming. We were headed across the desert to Laramie, Wyoming, southeast Wyoming. And we had about 20 miles left on this day, hard day, and we had about 20 miles left. And as we head into the desert of Wyoming, there's a storm coming from the right, and everybody's just down, and we're trying to get to Laramie, get out of the storm. It's starting to get bad. And as we're going, we're all down and moving, and there's a tiny little duckling in the road. What? I swear that was a duck in the road. I'm out. I pull over, go. And I turn around and I ride back, and there's a tiny duckling on the white line of the road in the desert in the middle of Wyoming. Now, I don't know about y'all, but that's some weird junk right there. There's about 5 things. First of all, I get off and I just start walking around looking for ducks. There's no ducks anywhere. This is the desert. There's no water. Nobody saw it. It hadn't been killed, and it was on the white line. I grabbed that little dude, and for 20 miles, we sat there and rode like this. And he has to, I believe today, I don't know how duck's life expectancy, don't tell me it's 3 years. I believe he's still thriving. So it has to be the greatest day of his life riding like this. So we rode into Laramie. I find the pond, ask somebody where a pond is. I ride across Laramie, find this pond, put him out. That's at the pond where I put him out at. Let me ask you a question. I've thought a lot about that duck. I don't know why that duck was there. Listen, there's 2 things I do know. I know who put him there, and one day I will know why. Let me ask you a question. Who's God telling you to pick up? Telling you to go deep with. Don't go wide, go deep. Is a kid going to walk in your room that has never had anyone tell them that they love them? Hard for you to imagine. Ever heard those words? After a speech one time a while back, a man came up to my wife and was talking to my wife, and he told her, he said, tell Dale he doesn't have to go to China to be a missionary. We don't even have to leave our homes to be missionaries. At the end of my life, I'd like people to line up and thank me for blank. What matters most? And all the junk we're looking at, remember this ain't my quote. What matters most in your life, what matters most matters least to people that don't matter. And the great thing about that statement, I'd like people to line up and thank me for blank, is because we're still kicking, because we're still alive. We can finish that sentence. Regardless of your past mistakes, regardless of your present situation, you can still write that message. Because if anything matters, then everything matters. There's no action without a consequence, good and bad. A long time ago, a man lived alone in an old neighborhood. And he never took the time to upgrade his home. And over time, as the chairs became outdated, the carpet faded, the wallpaper got old, right? He didn't care. He was just too busy with life, right? I mean, we all get it. We get that. We've all been kind of like that. We can all relate to it. Then one year on his birthday, a friend came and brought him a gift. It was a beautifully wrapped gift. And he opened it up, and it was this gorgeous colored glass vase. It was beautiful. And he put it on the mantle, and every day he admired this beautiful vase. It was obviously the best looking part of the whole house. And then it began to slowly have an effect. And the man began to realize how the beauty of the vase reflected on the appearance of his home. It was much nicer than the sofa, and then the drapes, and then the paint. And one by one, he decided he should start replacing the features in the room. And within a year, everything had been dramatically changed. It was stunning. Isn't that interesting? One little gift could have such an effect on an entire room. Here's the message. The vase became a standard for the rest of the furniture, and it influenced the entire surroundings of the room. One gift transformed the environment. Every one of us has our gift. And God wants us to place it in the living room exactly where it should be. And we have to look for the gift, and we have to use it. And if we do, it will transform an environment. What message is your life sending? Or, as I heard, what story do you want told when you are nothing but a story to tell? God bless you all. Go be great. Thank you.
Thank you again, Mr. Alexander, for joining us and inspiring us as we begin another successful school year in Peach County Schools. Please join us in welcoming Ms. Luz Morales, Peach County Schools 22-23 District Teacher of the Year, to the podium. Ms. Morales.
I don't know who chose who was going to speak first, but I don't know how I'm going to follow that. Good morning, Peach County. Good morning. Could you believe it? I am still in awe that I am standing before you today as your 22-23 Peach County Schools Teacher of the Year. I can say one thing for sure, there is no height requirement. A show of hands if you've seen the Emmy-nominated show Abbott Elementary. We love that show. If you haven't seen it, I personally will be hosting a professional learning session later today at Peach County High School so that we can binge watch it. But if you haven't seen it, it's an amazing sitcom that takes place in elementary school in Philadelphia. Even as a high school teacher myself, I found myself relating to the characters on the show more often than not. The episode that most recently resonated with me was the one where Mr. Eddie wins Educator of the Year for his school district. He and I went through some of the same emotions. confusion, denial, and more so, a little bit of imposter syndrome. He and I had some of the same thoughts. How can I, a relatively new and young teacher, be deserving of such an honor? There's no way I could be deemed any more rewarding than the teachers that sit before me. Titles and awards with my name on them weren't appealing to me. All that I ever cared about was providing a safe, comfortable, and positive learning environment for my students. To me, I saw that as the expectations for all teachers. I couldn't fully understand why my actions deserved such praise. Then, all of a sudden, it started making sense. You see, it only took me about 4 years to kind of fully understand the impact that I was making on my students. You see, the class of 2023 was particularly special to me. They were my first group of students the first year that I started teaching. We both started in 2019. You remember, before COVID. Despite the obstacles we all faced, it was so rewarding to see these young ladies and gentlemen graduate despite the hardships that we face within and outside the classroom. Because in the end, isn't that what matters most? You see, providing a safe space for our students matters. Welcoming all of our students into our classroom matters. Providing the resources and support that they need to truly succeed matters. And when I mean resources for the whole child. You see, I myself was gifted, Hispanic, and ESOL student for a while, who enjoyed being in the marching band, raising chickens in my backyard for agriculture class, and I took way too many AP classes. You see, no matter what path our students choose, preparing them for our future matters. Our county is full of a beautifully diverse group of students, and we are lucky to have a beautifully diverse group of teachers, staff, and community members here to support them. And all we have to do is collaborate and work together. Because teachers, we have a problem. Teacher burnout is at an all-time high. Look, I'm just gonna say it as simply as I can. You cannot pour from an empty cup, period. If you know me, I learned this the hard way, especially this past school year. For me, year 4 was harder than year 1. I was experiencing burnout from July 2022 to May 2023. The thing that finally slowed me down, unfortunately, was my mother's ankle injury. My life changed in an instant, just as hers did. Don't wait until life throws you a wild card to then try to scramble and take a break. Take care of yourself and your loved ones. Before I conclude, I want to take a short moment to thank a few people for making me the teacher that I am today. My parents, of course, for being the wonderfully glorious immigrant parents that they were, for what they sacrificed, and for supporting me through it all. They are the reason I teach agriculture. To my PCHS family and Mr. Lassiter, thank you for putting up with my ambitions, and sorry, not sorry for all the emails that I sent about raising money for FFA. And to someone who truly someone who truly had to put up with me since 2019, Mr. Jody Kemp. I don't know if you guys know this, but there's actually 2 of us. There's 2 ag teachers at Peach County High School. We joke around and we introduce ourselves as the brains and the bronze. You can guess which one's which. But let me tell you this. I don't think I would still be teaching today if it wasn't for his mentorship and his guidance and his support. Not many veteran teachers, in my experience, put that much effort into new teachers, and that's something that we need to change. People like to give me credit for the success of our ag program, but it truly has been a team effort, so thank you. Thank you to the Board of Education, Dr. Brown, Dr. Davis, and everyone who has supported the high school and our students, because in the end, the students are what matters most. My fellow teachers, I say all of this to make one big point. You would be surprised at what you can accomplish by just being there for each other, supporting each other, and filling each other's cup. Teachers, in order to focus on what matters most and to have a successful school year, we have to look deep within ourselves, reflect on our needs and goals, to provide the best learning environment for our students. Peach County, the path to success is truly knowing what matters most, our students. Thank you.
Please welcome Dr. Carmen Horton, Executive Director of Teaching and Learning, to the podium. Dr. Horton will recognize our 23-24 School Teachers of the Year and introduce our 23-24 District Teacher of the Year. Dr. Horton.
Good morning. We will now recognize our 2023-2024 School Level Teachers of the Year. Teachers, as your school is called, please stand and remain standing until the District Teacher of the Year is announced. Each teacher will receive gifts provided by our wonderful sponsors. Byron Elementary School's Teacher of the Year is Ms. Kirby Layfield. Mrs. Layfield has been teaching for 9 years and has taught both first and third grade at Byron Elementary School. In addition to her teaching role, she is the chair of the curriculum committee. She shared, "In this committee, I have met with other teachers from different grade levels to discuss data, instructional practices, and instructional skills. I truly believe in collective efficacy, and I think we have done a really good job this year collaborating and building those steps to improve our school and the learning for all of our students. I present to you Mrs. Kirby Layfield, Byron Elementary School's 2023-24 Teacher of the Year." Hunt Elementary School's Teacher of the Year is Miss Kristen Patterson. Ms. Patterson has been teaching for 7 years and is currently teaching third grade. When reflecting on her time at Hunt, Ms. Patterson said, "The faculty and staff have truly made it feel like a home for me since the first day I stepped into the building." Ms. Patterson has a true passion for working with young learners and always believes in making learning fun. She has always been a hands-on and visual learner, so she uses these same techniques with her students. I present to you Ms. Kristen Patterson, Hunt Elementary School's 2023-2024 Teacher of the Year. K Road Elementary School's Teacher of the Year is Miss Chelsea Bryce Danley. Ms. Bryce Danley has been teaching for 3 years, all in pre-K at K Road Elementary. Her first year teaching was virtual due to the pandemic, where she had 100% engagement and participation from her students and her parents. She shared that individual and small group lessons are a benefit to students in areas of independence, growth, and social skills. Students are more communicative and eager to share their knowledge with their teachers and classmates. I present to you Ms. Chelsea Bryce Danley, K Road Elementary School's Teacher of the Year. Byron Middle School's Teacher of the Year is Ms. Teetsy Hooten. Ms. Hooten has been teaching for 28 years. She has taught at both the elementary and middle school levels. She's been teaching math and science at Byron Middle School since 2016. She shared, "As a teacher, the feedback she provides her students significantly impacts their approaches to challenges. She aims to boost their confidence by equipping them with practical strategies to tackle complex tasks. She always maintains a positive outlook and encourages her students to view mistakes as opportunities for growth." I present to you Ms. Teetsy Hooten, Byron Middle School's 2023-2024 Teacher of the Year. Fort Valley Middle School's Teacher of the Year is Mr. Aaron Johnson. Mr. Johnson has been teaching for 4 years in the areas of English, language arts, and social studies. Mr. Johnson shared, "There is no one-size-fits-all when it comes to teaching. Students have different ways of receiving information. I love using kinesthetic, auditory, and visual strategies when teaching within my classroom. Kinesthetic learning, especially for middle school, connects the act of acquiring knowledge with physical movement, breaking through the barriers of self-image and perceived limitations." I present to you Mr. Aaron Johnson, Fort Valley Middle School's Teacher of the Year. Peach County High School's Teacher of the Year is Mrs. Kelly Tucker. Ms. Tucker has been teaching for 10 years. She started her career at the middle school gifted math and regular ed social studies teacher. For the last 3 years, she's been teaching freshman math at Peach County High School. Ms. Tucker shared, "It is easy to find areas in math students struggle with, but finding the spark to help them understand comes from their interest. The best thing I could do is get to know my students. I present to you Ms. Kelly Tucker, Peach County High School's 2023-2024 Teacher of the Year." Congratulations to each of these teachers. Let's please give all of our school Teachers of the Years another round of applause. At this time, we will announce Peach County District Teacher of the Year. This teacher will represent our district in competition to become the state of Georgia's Teacher of the Year. In addition to the gifts already presented, there will be additional gifts to include a District Teacher of the Year banner to be hung outside his or her classroom. The 2023 Teacher of the Year said, "I truly believe that positive relationships strengthen achievement. I show my students how much I love and care about them because I feel like they will work hard and give their best effort to achieve their learning goals." Drum roll, please. The 2023 Peach County District Teacher of the Year is Byron Elementary School's Ms. Kirby Langston. Please welcome Peach County Schools 2023-2024 District Teacher of the Year to the podium for some remarks.
I gotta take a little breather. So. First of all, I want to go ahead and congratulate the other Teachers of the Year. I know that they all deserve this award too. So I want to go ahead and give them a round of applause first. So. It is a great honor to receive this award. However, I feel like this award does not just belong to me. This award belongs to all of my students that I have taught through the 9 years of teaching. It also belongs to my family who has supported me through rough days and long nights that I have had studying and planning for and studying to further my education, and also to the teachers and administration around me that help build a community that's helped focus on improving practices for our schools and to better meet the needs of our students. Sorry. I have truly enjoyed working for Peach County School District for the last 7 years, and I have had many achievements that I have succeeded in, many achievements that I've had at Byron Elementary School, and I have had these achievements because I have felt important by the people that I work with. And my goal and hope is that every day that my students come in my classroom, that they feel important and that they know that I care and love them, and that I love them as a person and that I care about their education. My kids love you. That's why I think building positive relationships with my students is a very important role that I have as a teacher. And I know that that building students up takes passion, determination, energy, and grit. And I feel like that we need to start the year off right by bringing this passion, grit, and determination into our classrooms. So because our students, education is what matters the most, and I know that we are fully prepared to get them there. Thank you. And one more thing, it's great to be a Byron Eagle.
Congratulations to our 2023-24 Schools Teachers of the Year, and of course our 23-24 District Teacher of the Year. Please welcome at this time Ms. Kristen Smith, Ms. Ashley Honeycutt, they are Human Resource Officers, to the podium for recognition of employee years of service.
As I call your name, if you'll come to the front, and Ms. Honeycutt will present you with your lapel pin. With 5 years of service, Ms. Hannah Garza. Also with 5 years of service, Ms. Anisha Leary. With 10 years of service, LaQuisia Ford. Also with 10 years of service, Carrie Hayes. With 15 years of service, Jessica Brantley. Congratulations. 20 years of service, Yasil Matheson. And our happiest bunch in the room, those with 30-plus years of service. Elizabeth Kennedy. Chandra McGee. Mr. Jesse McKenzie. Jesse's always smiling. Miss Angela Payne. And last but not least, Miss Carolyn Sammons. Thank you all for your dedicated years of service to Peach County Schools. Let's give them another round of applause.
Good job. In just a few days, on Saturday, August 5th, the inaugural Trojan Fest will be held at Peach County High School. Trojan Fest is going to be a fantastic event where our school district is partnering with local governments and local businesses to host a consolidated back-to-school event for our community for the first time. Please be on the lookout for information regarding Trojan Fest as our August 5th date quickly approaches. Once our ceremony is concluded, we ask that you please be sure to take a selfie at the Step and Repeat station in the lobby and share it on social media. Also, we would like for the following groups to remain in the auditorium for photographs following the ceremony: Teachers of the Year, employees recognized for their years of service, and Excellence in Education Awards recipients. Now it's time for our Excellence in Education Awards presentation. Again, thank you to our corporate sponsor, Parish Construction, and our local businesses, Lane Southern Orchards, Pearson Farm, Custom Creations by Marquita, State Farm, Mr. Paul Capista, Byron Printing and Boutique, and Your Day to Remember for their support in assisting us in recognizing Peach County School employees. Please welcome our Superintendent, Dr. Lionel Brown, to the podium for the awards presentation.
Morning, everybody. Thank you for all of the wonderful speakers that have come before us today, the motivation, the words of wisdom to our kids that came up and sang so beautifully why we sing, to our Teachers of the Year, and the person who's going to represent us moving forward, Ms. Layfield. You all have done an outstanding job. Our Board of Education members, to my executive team, and to all of you that make Peach County such a great place. I have about 4 pages here of nothing but sheer wisdom and good nuggets of goodness. Y'all want me to read all that out, or y'all just want me to go in and cut to the chase? If y'all can't be motivated by what has already happened and what has already been said, there's nothing I can say, folks. So how about we just go ahead and get to the good stuff. When I call your name, get down here with all due speed, folks, okay? Claim your prize and let's celebrate you. This is what we've been waiting on. A couple of rules here. First of all, teachers must have a higher total percentage of levels 2 through 4 on the Georgia milestones than that of state average for the population served. Because the state does not report percentages for gifted or AC students, 20% was added to regular education state percentages. To be considered, the class size had to be above 6, and the teacher must have directly served students for the majority of the course. All contributing teachers receive an incentive if the criteria is met. For example, if co-taught students beat the SPED state averages for the SPED course, both the SPED and the regular education teachers receive the incentive. Rules for growth. This year's student growth percentiles were also reported for each student. Teachers who did not meet the criteria for an achievement award but had 70% or more students achieving typical or high growth will receive a growth award. Without any further ado, our first recipient, Ms. Kirby Layfield, gifted AC Language Arts. She met and exceeded the state average for level 2 through 4 by 22.5%. Gifted AC Language Arts met and exceeded the state average for levels 2 through 4 by 22%, Allison Hefner, Byron Elementary School. Third grade General Ed Math met and exceeded the state average by 4.5%, Byron Elementary School, Sarah Shell. AC Gifted, 5th grade Math met and exceeded the state average for level 2 through 4 by 27%, Chandra Manns. Fifth grade AC Gifted Science met and exceeded the state average for level 2 through 4 by 26.8%, Walter Peavy. This teacher has 74.4% of tested EIP students demonstrated typical or high growth on EOGs, Christine Robinson. This teacher has 75.6% of tested EIP students demonstrating typical or high growth on EOGs, Wanda Sullivan. Fifth grade AC Gifted met and exceeded the state average in language arts by 22% in math and 22.7% in science and by 22.3% in other subjects, Hannah Sanchez, Hunt Elementary School. Third grade SPED met and exceeded the state average in language arts by 2.5%, K Road, Miss Terry Moore. Third grade Gifted AC Language Arts met and exceeded the state average for level 2 through 4 in both classes by 12%. K Road, Ms. Glenda Donahue. Fourth grade, gifted AC Language Arts met and exceeded the state average by level 2 through 4 in both classes by 27%. K Road, Sharon Moffitt. Fifth grade Language Arts, General Ed, met and exceeded the state average by 12.5%. In her fifth grade, AC Gifted Language Arts met and exceeded by 22%. K Road, Deborah Faulkner. Fourth grade, Gifted, met and exceeded the state average by 18%. K Road, Barbara Armstrong. Third grade General Ed Math met and exceeded by 4.5%, and third grade AC Gifted met and exceeded the state average by 17%. K Road, Nikita Gillum. Third grade General Ed met and exceeded the state average by 1.1%. Marilia Rodriguez Pacheco, K Road. All right, this was a long one. Fifth grade General Ed met and exceeded the state average by 22.2%. Fifth grade AC Gifted Math met and exceeded the state average by 23.3%. Fifth grade General Ed Science met and exceeded by 16%. Fifth grade AC Gifted met and exceeded the state average by 23.6%. Man, how many classes is she teaching over there? We might have to check that schedule, Dr. Hall. Jasmine Hamlin. Great job. Fifth grade math teacher had 72.7% of students tested demonstrated typical or high growth on EOG. K Road, Kimberly Barkemeyer. American Literature, 100% pass rate for gifted AC students, 27% over the state average. For level 2 through 4, Peach County High School, Jennifer Martin. American Literature, 17% over the state average for level 2 through 4, Jennifer Neasley, Peach County High School. Honors AC Biology, 22% over the state average, levels 2 through 4, 32% over levels 3 and 4, Dustin Chancellor, Peach County High School. Co-taught Biology, 9% of the state average. For level 2 through 4, Peach County High School, Althea Danforth. All right, Gifted Language Arts, 6th grade, 36% over the state averages for level 2 through 4, 46% over level 3 through 4. 7th grade, 33% over the state average for level 2 through 4, 36% over for level 3 through 4. 8th grade, 30% over level 3 through 4. Fort Valley Middle School, Lacey Banks. Co-taught 8th grade math and social studies, 7% over the state average in math, level 2 through 4, 13% over level 3 and 4, 1% over the state average in 2 through 4 for social studies. Fort Valley Middle School, Melanie Bolton. 8th grade co-taught math, 7% over the state average, level 2 through 4, 13% over level 3 through 4. Fort Valley Middle School, Hubert Hogan. High school algebra, 8th grade regular ed math and gifted AC 6th grade math. 8th grade students take both algebra for the EOCT. Her students scored 33% higher than the state average for level 2 through 4, 52% higher level 3 through 4 on the 8th grade math EOG. Algebra students scored 29% higher for level 2 through 4 and 61% higher levels 3 through 4, while regular education students scored 9% over the state average for levels 2 through 4. For 6th grade gifted AC math, 30% over level 2 through 4 and 55% for all classes. She had 75% of students demonstrating typical or high growth. Rock star Vicki Bennett, Byron Middle School. Eighth grade math, 3% over the state average for levels 2 through 4. Byron Middle School, Michael Deese. Eighth grade social studies, 16% over the state average for levels 2 through 4, 2% over for levels 3 through 4. Byron Middle School, Jacob Hatton. Sixth grade math, 5% over state average for levels 2 through 4. Byron Middle School, Teetsy Hooten. That's the excitement that I'm looking for. What you say, Dale? Be grateful, right? Just don't hurt yourself. Just don't hurt yourself. Eighth grade science, 8% over the state average for levels 2 through 4. Byron Middle School, Jordan Northerner. Eighth grade gifted in regular education, Georgia studies, regular ed, 15% over state averages, 19% over state levels for 3 through 4, gifted, 26% for levels 2 through 4, 59% over the levels 3 through 4. Byron Middle School, Jennifer Phillips. Sixth grade language arts, 2% over state average for levels 2 through 4. Byron Middle School, Kathy Schofield. Regular ed, 8th grade science, 6% over the state averages for levels 3 through 4. Byron Middle School, Lori Thompson. Gifted, 7th grade math, 25% over the state average for levels 2 through 4, 26% over levels 3 through 4. Byron Middle School, Kristen Wang. ESOL teacher, 6th and 8th grade, language arts, 2% over state average for levels 2 through 4. For the elementary students she served, she has 71% growth, demonstrate typical or high growth, Byron Middle School, Allison Wheeler. Seventh grade math, 70% of tested students demonstrated typical or high growth on EOCTs. Byron Middle School, Sydney Hammock. Special education, 83% of tested students demonstrated typical or high growth on EOCs. Fort Valley Middle School, Quashandra Boyer. First year teaching an AP course, and the first year AP Human Geography was offered at Peach County High School. Far exceeded the goal of 20% scoring 3 or higher, with 69.23% of her students scoring in that range to receive college credit. There were no students scoring a 1 and a 3, scoring the highest possible score of a 1. Peach County High School, Connie McCain. Georgia Alternative Assessment, 77% of students scored level 4 for ELA, 56% scored level 4 for math, and 80% of students scored level 4 in both science and social studies. Byron Middle School, LaShonda Prince. In fine arts, the district's expectations are for the elementary music teachers to participate in TAG, Trojan Arts Gala, and 1 additional performance of the Teacher's Choice. This teacher not only met these expectations, but exceeded them. Hunt Elementary School's music teachers participated in TAG, 2 Christmas shows, 2 Black History shows, and 2 spring concerts. In addition to these performances, he also sponsored Hunt's Drum Club after school. He brought 2 groups of performers to the district's first TAG event, both his chorus and his drum club. Mr. Courtney Jackson, Hunt Elementary School. Gotcha. Seventh grade language arts, 79% of tested students demonstrated typical or high growth in EOCs. Fort Valley Middle School's Aisha Coley. This teacher also exceeded a lot of the expectations from the district, and she entered her students in numerous art competitions. Her students won or placed in almost every competition, and in some of the competitions, her students made a clean sweep and won all 3 places. She also sponsors an art club after school, which allows more time for her students to complete competition works. From Fort Valley Middle School, Judy Kalitzin. In CTAE, we have audiovisual in the pathway assessments. Pass rate was 22% higher than the state average. Mr. Robert Hill. Sports medicine in the pathway assessment. Pass rate was 26% higher over the state average. Peach County High School, Kimberly Baker. Each year, we also look at sustained achievement and growth in our schools throughout the district. This year, we're going to award 2 schools, as we did last year. The first award goes to K Road Elementary School. And the second award goes to Byron Middle School. When it's time for y'all to celebrate at K Road and Byron Middle School, don't you let the principals tell y'all he doesn't have any money, okay? You know, they love to say we got a fundraise, ladies and gentlemen. In our transportation department, I want to say kudos to our team last year for getting us off to a great start to the school year. Still have some bumps on the road, but with our transition from Durham, last year was a whole lot better than it was the year before that. So we are improving. No pressure here, guys, but I want that and then some when we open up next week to our transportation department. So we're going to thank Mr. Smith and his team, and they have nominated 3 people, one monitor and 2 drivers for an award. The monitor, Homia Thomas. And the 2 drivers, Alan Thomas and Margaret Johnson. Are they here? Okay. For school nutrition, certainly thankful for the work that these groups do on a daily basis. Their hard work and their dedication is definitely observed, and we want to give a hearty thank you to these groups. The first group, Peach County High School. And come on down, the entire group: Angie Payne, Amy Grace, Carolyn Sammons, Georgia Cook, Tammy Deese, Amy Hall, Laura Hammond, David Head, Larry Williams, and Carmen Winstead. Second group changed up leadership during the course of the year. Started off with Miss Regina Williams. She moved into another role. But at Byron Elementary School under Miss Tatiana Dollar, we asked her to come on down. Elizabeth Kennedy, Wanda Gallian, and Chalia Lumpkin, and Ashley Nobles, Byron Elementary School. We take pride in how our schools look. It is a reflection of leadership. It is a reflection of our expectations in the system when visitors come to our school. And it shows our kids what our expectations will be of them also. We give the best kept school or cleanest school awards. Last year, we're giving 2 again this year. The first one goes to Joyce Stinson, Eric Wright, and Annie Walker at Byron Middle School. And the second one goes to Corvin Slaughter, Gloria Scott Livingston, and Donald Richmond, K Road Elementary School. Mr. Slaughter, you remember what you told me this time last year? Good job. Keep up the good work. Our maintenance department, the gentlemen do a magnificent job. A lot of square footage, a lot of area to cover. This young man was nominated by his peers and his supervisor, and I must agree he does a magnificent job. He makes our team whole. Been a tough year for the young man, and he still takes it upon himself to look after the students of Peach County School System. Mr. Keith Hartley. We have two other categories, and then we'll be finished. First category is administrative support for our district level. This person is an all-around great person, also works hard for our department and also for the students of Peach County School System. Whenever there's a hiccup, you can always go see her, and she's going to get it taken care of with a smile on her face. Thankful that she's on our team. Belinda Reyes, Title I. And this last one, I'm going to need everybody to stand up. And you probably wouldn't know her if she walked through your school or came up on this stage, but she's the reason why at least once a month all of us smile. That's payday. After years of service, dedicated service to the children of Peach County School System, we want to give Miss Wanda Wilder special recognition. Come on, Wanda. I'm going to hug you in front of everybody. Come on up. Thank Ms. Wanda Wilder for her years of service, and we wish you well in retirement. Don't forget about us now. One more round of applause. Thank you. You may be seated. Team, did I miss anybody? Y'all may be seated. Y'all standing around here like you're waiting on some more money. Go on and have a seat. Did we miss anybody, or were those absent? Okay, all right. Dr. Davis, do we have anything else? That's it? All right, if y'all will give us a few more minutes, we're going to go ahead and close out the program. I was hired back in 2018 to run this system. And in 2018, up until this point, I must say it's one of the best decisions that I've ever made. And the reason why it's one of the best decisions that I've ever made is not only because the children of this school system and the leadership of this school system with our board, but also the people that we're talking to right now, the teachers, the staff, the people that support what the vision is to make our children productive citizens and lead us one day. If you were in this system prior to 2017, I ask you to stand. If you were in this system prior to 2017. Okay, you may be seated. If you were in this system, if you were hired in this system from 2018 up until the present, please stand. Okay, thank you. You may be seated. I think that first number was 200 and something people that have been retained since my administration started. I think we've hired some 300. Now, in that 300 and some odd folks, you got to take into account of retirement. But a lot of that number is because of people moving on to do other things or going to other systems or promotions in other systems or whatever the case may be. The bottom line is, folks, is retaining and recruiting teachers and staff. That's the variable that makes it all work. I don't believe in spending a lot of money on stuff. I believe in investing money in people. You've heard me say that over and over and over again, and this is why we do what we have just partook in with the giving out of that money. The reason why we did that is to show you that we appreciate your work, we appreciate your service, and we want to celebrate that. But these kind of things don't come without high expectations, folks. This isn't just something that we do for a feel-good moment. We want you to give your all to the children that we serve because they deserve it. They deserve it. I had no idea what these motivational speakers were going to talk about. I had no idea what they had scripted out for y'all today. But it falls right in line with everything that we have been preaching for the last 5 years. I don't have all the answers to education. I'm not going to claim that I do. But I know one thing, and that will never change. One thing that I do know, you put the right person in that classroom and give that person what they need, they're going to rock it, folks. Please, as you clap and as you amen that, realize that you're one of those people. And realize that we're going to hit some tough spots sometimes. Realize that you're not going to agree with everything we say. Realize that the students that come into our building each and every day, they're not going to be prepared sometimes. They're not going to have what they are supposed to have. They're not going to have the resources. They're not going to have the backing. They're not going to have support, whatever the case may be. But regardless, folks, those parents are sending us the best they have. That's the best that they have, and they send them to us. And we're going to give them the best that we got. And we're not going to worry about the color of their skin. We're not going to worry about socioeconomics. We're not going to let their zip code or their address number dictate their success. We're not going to let prior situations and circumstances determine their success. We're going to give them everything. And I am a firm believer that when you do that, I'm a 30-year veteran, and I'm a firm believer. I was a firm believer in '94, and I'm a firm believer now. When you hold them to high expectations and you give them everything you got, you're going to see the fruits of your labor. And it won't be too many days into the future. You can believe that. As we celebrate, I urge everybody, stay pumped, keep yourselves motivated. But I also want you to do one thing for me. If you know the Arrington family, I don't know if word has gotten out to everybody just yet, but I'm pretty sure when you get to your schools, you'll hear about what's going on. Ms. Jamie Arrington's family. I want everybody, if you could, if you know her number, send her a text message. If you know her email address, send her email address. Because one of ours is not here with us today because of a tragedy that happened yesterday. I didn't want the day to go by without mentioning that to her family. She worked hard for Peach County. She loves everything that this system is all about. Let's not get so carried away with getting school started that we forget to look back for one of our own. Does that make sense? We look forward to a great school year. Love all of you. Let's go get them, folks. Have a good one.